And when it gets to YouTube, we want to like pause the sound. This meeting is being live streamed. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna wait a few seconds. Let's see what's shaking pork chops and bacon. Yeah. See what's shaking pork chops or bacon. Yeah. This meeting is being live streamed. You haven't heard that one? Hello, family. What's going on? Cabello. I think I got that one right. I think I got that one right. I'm adding the link early on right there, so anybody that want to join data and jump on. But yeah, we're gonna wait and see if a few people jump in here.
We can start with updates though.
Yeah, so let's get it started. All right, family, it's your brother Asad. And we are back again with another quick video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you'll be notified when we drop new material on this channel. Furthermore, in terms of housekeeping, we got to give a special and a significant and a particular and a peculiar type of love to our South African family for all the love you guys have shown this channel. Myself, my wife, my children, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, on a very serious note, we woke up this morning to a text message from a friend of mine about because they thought we were already in SA, about the unfortunate and devastating news of, I think it was 14, 15 people who were shot in Soweto. 15 people who were shot in Soweto. So we want to keep Soweto and Johannesburg and South Africa in our prayers and our thoughts. And we want to keep the families of the victims of this horrible and devastating act in our thoughts and prayers. And we hope that justice is served swiftly and appropriately and without and unadulteratedly. Yeah. So yeah. We just can't be indiscriminately killing people.
Yeah.
That's not cool. So our thoughts and prayers and concerns are with the families of the victims. And yeah, so good evening, family from Modia. I think I'm getting better. Let me tell y'all what happened recently. So 2 instances, and we're gonna give an update and we're gonna talk about what's going on with DHA and all that good stuff. I mean, really, we have some good news. I ain't gonna share the good news right now. Not right now, but give me a day or 2. But yeah, you see me smiling. So
3, 4.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah. You hear me? So, but you see me smiling, just know it was him. You hear me? But so the other day, so 2 very important instances have not incidents, but instances happen. So we're in a hotel right now out in Houston, Texas. And I got on the elevator. Okay, so I heard a brother talking. And I said, he from Nigeria. He didn't look like, it was nothing particularly, he was dressed in very Western clothes or whatever have you. I was just able to recognize his accent and say he's from Nigeria. All right. So what does that have to do with South Africa? Right? So like immediately following the next day, there was this World Star video that went out, and these ladies were talking about some very outrageous stuff. But one lady got on and she started talking. And I said, She's from South Africa. And that's important because I have now been able to distinguish between a South African accent and a Nigerian accent. Now I know y'all like, well, that ain't nothing. We'd be able to do that. But I was told by many, at least one person, like everybody in the US to South Africans, everybody in the US, it sounds like the American accent, and you can't distinguish regional accents, right? From like, I'm like people in the South sound differently than people in New York, cause you know that like it's a different accent, even though it's still under the American accent. It's these regional accents. So it's not technically a regional accent between Nigeria and South Africa, but to me, it was hard to distinguish between everybody just sounded British. Everybody just like, you know, they got a British accent. We would say a foreign accent, right? Here in the United States, got a foreign accent. So, but I was proud of myself. I was like, oh, I can able, and so the South African lady, she had more of an Afrikaans accent, even though she was a black or colored lady. I don't know if she identifies as black or colored. That's why I said it like that. But you could tell there was more of a like some South Africans have accents that sound more British, you know, and then some of them have the accent that sounds more I guess the Afrikaans way of
language.
Yeah.
Influence on their
And
English.
right.
Yeah.
That the harder R's, right? So I was proud of myself. So let me see what's going on the old YouTube. All right. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, little family, we miss you too, man. Peace, everybody. Anybody want to jump on? Let me put the link in the chat one more again. Chilling. Good morning, brother Asad. Oh, chilling with Charles. What's happening, brother? Yeah. So, DHA, man, two separate people sent me this article on DHA, and I'm going to pull it up and we're going to go over it.
Apparently, we picked the worst time to apply.
The absolute worst time to apply
a visa in South Africa. We picked the worst time.
Yeah, let's see. So, Business Tech on July 7th put out this. The title of the article is South Africa's new visa system is already causing headaches. They could have called me. I would have given them that information, right? So it says at the start of June, Home Affairs. I'm not going to read the whole article, but matter of fact, let's skip to the part. So the changes in the visa process, and everybody has been telling us this on our videos or whatever have you, leaving comments. The changes in the video, Lord have mercy, video. The changes in the visa process has caused delays. So the new system works as follows. A foreign national, that would be we, right, will apply through the VFS Center or South African Mission. That would be the South African Embassy in Washington, D.C. But these two institutions will scan and email the application to DHA office headquartered in Pretoria, right? The department's adjudicating team will receive the application and verify the documents. A recommendation, this is the next step, so this is step 3. A recommendation will then be drawn up and the application along with the recommendation will be sent by the department to the director for quality. Okay, we got somebody jumping in. Bam. By the director for quality assurance.
Yep.
Step 4. The director must confirm the compliance has been met. They make a further recommendation as to whether to approve or reject the visa application. The next step. The chief director or the director general receives the recommendation and makes a final step to approve or reject the application. Next step. After the decision is made, the application is sent back, watch this, to the adjudicating team to capture the decision and upload what is known as the manual route cover, which includes the decision onto the system. Next step. The outcome is thereafter printed and routed back to the Director General to sign. I am totally lost and confused at this point. Next step, the final document is captured on the MCS system, which is the system that facilitates the entry and exit into the country by a foreign national. It is a digital system that records entries and exits and is also used to view a person's complete travel history records and corresponding documents. Next and final step, the outcome is finally dispatched to the original High Commission or VFS Center. And then the next part of the thing says problems, right? And it goes on about the problems. So this now we understand that the new director of DHH, I think his name is Aaron. I won't DHA.
We have a DHH.
Yeah, we have a DHH, right? This is Department of Health and Hospitals. But this is Department of Home Affairs. The Home Affairs Minister. I understand, first of all, that he's a well-liked guy, and that his implementation of these policies is well supported by the South African people. I believe in another article we read that they had some South African Department of Home Affairs employees who were selling fake visas, selling fake South African identities. So we support cracking down on the bull, right? On the corruption. We're willing to be patient as long as we get the processes right, right? So shout out to I don't even want to mispronounce the brother's name, so I'm gonna call him Dr. Aaron. Y'all know I mean to mess up that brother's name. I ain't gonna do it. I need my visa approved. We mess around, say his name wrong, like take here, put him at the bottom.
It's like that. Reject.
Yeah, but
what's the label they give you? Undesirable.
Undesirable.
We don't want to be
no. So that is the process, and then y'all check it. So that process is lengthy. Now I think it's lengthy because there's a lot of checks and balances, so that one party can't, slide off and then
or even make a deal with one other person.
Right. It's right.
Like, let's work together. No. It's about 5-6 different people you'd have to get an agreement.
That's checks and balances. My only critique of it is that I don't know what the backlog is, right? Yeah. My only critique is that there should have been, like, at each step a time frame, right? And maybe they have it, but at each step, this takes 2 days, this takes 4 days, or this takes 3 days, so that
a system of communication.
Yeah,
you can log in and see like what step you're at, so
right?
You can get determined like about
right
how long
it's going to take, right? So I think now maybe they have this because I think when you apply at the VFS centers in SA, you get a number, but at these embassies, like for foreign nationals actually in their own country, when we submitted our application to the Washington DC embassy, you get no number or anything that you can. I should be able, in my opinion, to go on to the website and put in my number and to be able to track and say, okay, there's step 4, and that says it takes 2 to 3 days. Step 5 takes 2 to 3 days. Okay, so I'm about 6 days out. Step 6, and move like that. Even if it says it takes a week, an estimate time, or whatever have you. But I mean, that's not about to be a problem for us, but still,
just gotta be patient.
Just gotta be patient. The other thing is this, y'all. The South African embassy in DC has been closed since June 13th, right? And they're supposed to open on Monday. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not. So with that being said, it was like the perfect storm that took us so long to get these visas together, whatever have you. And so that's that.
Yeah. So we're on what is this, like week 10?
Week 10.
So we'll see. We don't know how much longer it'll be for the visa determination, but we'll see.
Right. So let me see something. Let me I'm trying to add to
Yeah.
Let's go through this. All right. Let's see. I'm way behind. Hello, family. Hello, family. Miss you guys. We miss you too. Peace, everybody. Peace. Peace, brother Charles. It's great to hear from you, brother Asad. It's great to hear from you, Andile. Oh, I got it right. Boy, watch. Give me 3 months in country. It's over. I'm gonna be speaking fluent Zulu. You'll be like that boy from KZN. Yeah, he from KZN. It's great to hear you. Let's see. Hey Angie. Bang, bang, bang. Just like that. Just like that. And momentarily we will be like in country. It's like bang, bang, bang. Just like that. Just like that. Send us the link. Okay, let me
Well, we'll send it.
huh?
No, they meant the link to the
Do y'all mean the link to the
article?
To the article? Or they want the link? Well, okay. I'm gonna just put the link back in the thing.
Okay.
Anyway.
The link to join the call is there.
Yeah. I put okay. All right, let's change the narrative. Shout out Stacey and Red. What's happening? I'm from KZN, South Africa. We welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We always feel so welcome by our South African family. Bam, bam, bam. I'm in the building. Hey, my beautiful people. Dr. Asad getting a taste of being in that state. Man, let me tell you, the reason why we can be patient like this is because I'm from a city like New Orleans where you go through these same processes.
Right.
Now, if I was in Houston, like Houston is like, a different type, it's a different breed. So I don't know if it would be the same, but I'm used to stuff moving at at its own pace, right? What's going on in a beautiful family? We have weak leadership. No, y'all don't. In South Africa, I'm not going to co-sign weak leadership. Every nation has leaders who have their strengths and their weaknesses. Let me say that. Joe Biden has his strengths and some significant weaknesses, right? There's some significant weaknesses. Trump had his strengths and some significant weaknesses. But no, I won't say all leadership is weak. What I'll say is that people are. Let me tell you what an interesting thing. That's a very interesting point. Let me see who said that. Sippo. Shout out to Sippo. That's his perspective. I'm not saying he's wrong. It's his perspective, and he has the right to criticize South African leadership. I don't have that right? Because I'm not a South African, right? I'm choosing to go to South Africa, so I'm gonna accept what's going on over there. I've been there. I keep up with the news, and I hear about what's going on. All that still don't persuade me from or dissuade me from saying I'm going. But let me tell you what somebody said that was very interesting. They said the reason why, they're talking about Putin, and Putin's been in power in Russia for 20 years, right? They were like, the reason why America seems not to get it right is that you elect a president every 4 years, and by the time they're really learning the job 2 years in, it's like the most important job in the world, or one of the most important jobs in the world, and you electing somebody every 4 years, and they get in and they like, I don't know what the hell going on, and it takes them to
change course.
Right. Oh, you're trying to reverse on policies of the previous of the predecessor, and that's important. So they're in there for 2 years, and finally, when they realize they know what's going on, okay, I'm kind of understanding how to do this president thing. It's time to run for re-election. Right. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is they never get that institutional knowledge, firmly, because if you think getting your little job at working for the state or something like that requires you to get some institutional knowledge, imagine being the president of the United States or the president of South Africa. So his argument was like, we need to give elected leaders longer terms. The problem is that leads to straight up what you call them people?
Yeah. It's good when you have great ones placed in the office.
Yeah.
You have crazy ones placed in the
office. Yeah. What you call it? Dictators. It leads to dictators. Yeah.
Like they got too comfortable.
Yeah. I ain't never leave. Yeah. But I think leaders should be elected instead of in the United States, instead of 4 years, 8 years on top.
I can see a lot of people.
Big man.
I don't even know if I can do it.
8 years is not that long. You deal with most of your presidents for 8 years anyway. You dealt with Barack for 8 years. You dealt with George Bush, the baby Bush, for 8 years. You dealt with Ronald Reagan for 8 years. Bill Clinton for 8 years. Right? Very rarely does a president get elected and not get reelected. If you let Trump tell it, he was reelected. Yeah, y'all. I don't know. Let's go through the comments. Okay, what's going on, beautiful family? Suppose. All right. Patience, fam. Thank you, fam. Thank you. I made it. They ain't gonna hold me. You ain't worried about Josephine either. That's right. Don't worry about it. I'm confident you guys will be granted visa pretty soon. Thank you, Sippo. I appreciate that. The kind of videos are helping because one of them might be watching and may learn a thing or two about these delays. As long as they're not mad, that's why I'm gonna be stuck.
Maybe other people applying.
Other people applying.
Trying to share what we know.
Well, actually, I've been contacted.
Is what we know so far.
I've been contacted by 2 separate people who put in their visa applications at the same time we put in our visa applications. And they're like, Doc, what is going on? And I was like, I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. She's like the one was like the visa. She said the embassy says it's closed on the Washington. Now I'll tell you what did happen, and you know this already. But we contacted the embassy via the Facebook page, and they actually responded.
Right.
They responded because I was sending emails to try to get a follow up, and
they couldn't access.
Yeah. So we actually got a response via the Facebook page. Okay, article to the link, brother. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you, Stace. Ed Mubarak, Dr. Hasina. Yes, Ed Mubarak. Oh, is that a day? It was yesterday, yeah. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, everybody celebrated. We went out to eat yesterday behind. The reason for the delay implementation of a new system, you are among the first applicants. Thank you. I don't know how to say it. Sarabona, Baba Asad. I know what Baba mean. That mean daddy, huh?
Hope you have nothing but an easy Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Sunday. If you elect a tyrant, then you got to deal with craziness for 20 years. No way, bro. True. You're like, imagine having to deal with.
Works when you
gotta imagine having to deal with Trump for. But I'm saying, like, again, I don't want him in there for 20 years. I'm saying 8 years. There's a huge number of applicants from U.S. and the diaspora. Oh, okay. Biden won't last 8 years. No. No. China, Russia, Rwanda are some of the stable countries in terms of leadership. I agree with you. The South African democracy is still so young, but they are always being compared to these countries that have been in existence for so much longer. Facts. Let's jump on that. Thank you, brother Michael. I think that's brother Michael from Canada, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I might be wrong. But yeah, like 30 years. 30 years is how old really less than 30 years, how old the South African democracy is. And that's why you can't be too hard on a country that's still getting its footing in this whole democracy thing. In fact, they're doing absolutely phenomenal. If you had to grade them, A, B, C, D, F, right? A, B, C, D, F. I'm looking at about an A minus. I mean, load shedding seems to be a major problem, right? And everybody's telling us to prepare ourselves for that. So Paul, let's go ahead. What are some ways to prepare ourselves for load shedding? Are there should we just get a house with a generator, a backup generator? Someone told me that there's these little small kind of, what are they called? I forgot what they're called.
Like inverters?
Inverters is something that you can, that's like a battery basically that could maybe plug in a light, plug in a laptop or something like that. I figured maybe get 3 or 4 of those. But what are some things you guys do during load shedding? Like, how do you guys prepare for it? If you know it's coming from 2 to 4 on a certain day, what do you guys do? Do you say, well, I'm gonna just go to the restaurant and hang out, or I'm gonna call my friend and go by his house, as his lights are still on, because load shedding happens in sections.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen all over.
Rotates.
Yeah, I don't think it happens all over all at one time. So
yeah.
Here, hello. Oh, I'm sorry. That's work. Yeah, that's work, man. Send me no email on no Sunday.
Is from California.
No, bro, Michael, okay, but it's all good. Okay. I'm sorry, brother Michael. I think there was a brother we met from Cali. I mean, not from Cali, from Canada. Yeah. I'm sorry. Get solar, go off the grid. You can buy a battery backup, an inverter, read a book. Read a book. Man, you know I don't read.
Can.
Hey, fam.
Until you need internet for work.
Yeah,
that like, I definitely don't care if I don't have anything to do. But
yeah, like that's the only thing. I'm putting the link. Anybody want to jump in? I just put the link in the chat. But yeah, the only thing is that we will be, we work virtually, so internet and access to internet and electricity is important, because the times that we will be working are at night in South Africa, because when it's nighttime in South Africa, it's daytime here, or just about. There's a small overlap where it's still day for both locations. So yeah, so that's something that we're going to figure out, because if it's some of my meetings may last to 10 or 11 o'clock at night, right? And I'm not sure, if it was the 6 o'clock meeting, well, I can probably go and find a coffee shop and just use their internet, whatever have you. But see, that 11 o'clock meeting, when things are kind of shutting down, I need to find a place to go. I'm not a place to go. I need to make sure I have that energy source. So we're definitely looking to those inverters and solar. Yeah, solar. So I want somebody to jump on here if anybody knows what is the plan for load shedding. And I watched a newscast on I don't know his position, but he was talking about South Africans getting into alternative energy sources, right? Solar, wind, or whatever have you. So does anybody know the plan for load shedding? What do you think?
Yeah, I think everyone's here saying solar is the best,
of
course, and it is costly. I think individuals can certainly invest in solar for their homes, but I'd be interested in what is the plan, large scale, alternative energy investment plan. Right? What's the plan for people who can't afford individual solar systems to be installed in their homes, because it's not cheap, Yeah. It's not cheap. So,
and then not only what about those who can afford, and those informal settlements, right? Because what'll happen, let me tell you what'll happen. The middle class and the rich folk out in Santon and Rosebank, they're gonna get their solar panels eventually, right? The demand may shoot price up, but production will increase and price will come down. They'll have access. It's the people in the informal settlements who will be left out. And in this type of global economy, in this type of world, if you are locked out from the internet, you are locked out from commerce 99% of the time, right? So it have adverse effects. So I think the government has to focus, not sadly, the government needs to focus on the informal settlements and the poor people, making sure the poor and the least fortunate of South Africans have access to high-speed internet and solar power and stuff. That is democratizing. We got somebody jumping in. Bam. That will help democratize access to resources. So that's just my opinion. Because when you leave the poor people out, that's an appetite. That's a recipe for destruction.
Disaster.
Yeah, disaster.
A revolution.
Right.
That's what you end up
facts with. Big old facts. All right, we got you on. Can you hear us? Hello?
We heard you for a second.
Yeah, we heard you for a second. Looked like you went back on mute. Let me ask you to unmute. Bam. I don't know. They on, but they ain't not unmuted. That's the son. That's my son right there. Children. Oh, gone. Must
Come
have.
back when you can.
All right.
But yeah, so come on.
And go to comments. See what's going on.
Get an inverter. It'll be sorted.
Oh,
We will. But we're gonna do all that we can.
I've been using the word sorted. So usually we'll say it'll work out or it'll be straight out. We'll get you straight. Or from my military experience, I'll say we get it squared away. But now I've been saying we get it sorted. Sorted. And we heard about something crazy going on in our city. I said, that's hectic. That's hectic. Somebody said you are so humble with good intentions. We love your family. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, Sharon. Dr. Asad, don't worry, get an inverter. It'll be sorted. Yeah. Happy Sunday to the Malik family. Thank you so much. Merlin, you can get around low. Oh, from Merlin. Merlin. Wait, are they talking about Maryland? Or Merlin is how the people be saying Maryland out of. You can get around load shedding because it's not a random thing. It's scheduled interruptions for a few hours. Get a Delco. Thank you. They give me a name. Delco portable system to help. Now that's facts. Big old facts. Thank you. You will need a good UPS for your fiber connection. What's a UPS? Because that's a store out here. That's like DHL. What's a UPS? Man, man, clarify that for me, brother, but thank you. The situation in SA is bad. Greetings, family. I know Rwanda's planning to go 24-hour constant electricity, no load shedding in 2024. Hopefully many other countries will follow. It only takes less than 20 minutes where I live, and I know in advance in hours. Oh, wow. That's it? 20 minutes? What?
Where you live?
Yeah, I'm moving next door to you. We about to be neighbors.
Well, what's the block I need to move?
Yeah. I can hear you. Okay. Oh shit, I guess he was talking about the thing.
Yeah.
ESCOM needs to be privatized. It's a monopoly. Man, we gotta watch those monopolies, brother. Brother and sister. Yeah. Entergy.
Killing people with these prices.
Entergy, New Orleans. So we get our energy from a company called Entergy, right? And it is a monopoly in New Orleans. It is a monopoly. There's no alternative. There's no person that you can say they too high, I'm going to this person. When storms come through New Orleans and wreak havoc on the electrical infrastructure, our rates go up, even though they're supposed to have savings and insurance for just those purposes. Our rates go up, and they go up tremendously, right? And our city council and our mayor are just at the whim of this energy company, because not only do they provide the energy, they also provide so many jobs for people, right? So many people are employed with Entergy. So the government, who's supposed to be on the side of the people, you are elected for the people, by the people, to represent the interests of the people. They kowtow and bow down to this corporation who has a monopoly, and poor people, because New Orleans is a poor city, poor people are bearing the brunt and the burden of corporate greed. So yeah, we got to watch the monopolies. I'm about to get on my soapbox. Wow, feeling it coming, but I controlled it just now.
And Entergy owns the infrastructure, correct?
No, I think the city
owns
the infrastructure. Yeah, I think.
I thought it was somebody.
Yeah, no, I think they lease it from the city or whatever. I could be wrong. Don't worry about it. I could be wrong. The city, no, Entergy may. Oh no, yeah, Entergy.
To invest in solar.
Yeah.
Right. Because we had to plug into that, to their
system. Entergy still said
all we could do is see a savings. But
we were going to go total solar on our house, and Entergy said you're gonna still pay us every month.
Right.
I'm not even using your electricity. Yeah. But since you got to plug into your own wall in your house. You got to pay us. Yeah.
This infrastructure. So
yeah. So
there's no off-grid in New Orleans.
African countries must allow Black people from outside to enter Africa free without a visa or passport and give them love. Man, I appreciate that in theory, but I don't know. Because we got to respect, listen, let me tell you something. I respect the sovereignty of nations. I do. And as African American people, I agree with that, brother, in sentiment. I understand what you're saying and I appreciate that love. But sovereign nations, I respect sovereign nations and I respect sovereign laws, right? Yeah, and I think that's important. The borders are, I understand the borders are part of colonialism. And if we are going to have a united Africa, the United States of Africa, I'm with all that too. But until that point, I gotta respect it, because what'll happen is you'll have people who will take advantage and misuse that type of freedom. I would be very cautious of that. What do you think?
Yeah, there's so many considerations. No,
somebody says
it's gonna work.
Somebody says energy is hell. Facts. Let's see. I don't mean to make the mood somber, but I wanted to hear your views on what happened near Orlando last night. Near Orlando? Are you referring to the mass shooting?
Like in Soweto?
Like in Soweto?
I believe so.
Or Orlando, Florida? There's something happening because there ain't no telling Florida stay shooting up something.
No, I have a feeling it's about the incident in Soweto.
Well, let me say this. I don't know. First of all, I don't have to know anything other than to say that our hearts and our minds and our spirits and our prayers and our condolences go out to the families of the victims, right? I don't know what makes anybody feel it's okay to slaughter or kill 14 or 15 people at a time. I'm not sure what's going on in the mind of an individual that does such, right? If it was one person, I don't know if it was one person or two people or whatever. So I don't know the circumstances. All that I know is that I come from a city that has mourned more deaths than we wish to even probably admit. And I know the pain and the suffering that any mother or husband or wife or child would have to feel, knowing that their loved one is no longer with them and taken from them so unexpectedly and so violently, right? As human beings, it's not a South African problem. America can never look at that shooting in South Africa and say, oh, they got a problem, because we didn't had hundreds of mass shootings just this year, right? So, but this is a human being problem. This is a humanity problem, right? This problem goes, the idea that you could murder someone it tells them that there's a sickness in humanity, right? So we have to really, the idea of a utopian society where we have peace on earth, it may not exist, but there are places where there are far less violent crimes and places where they don't have mass shootings. We have to examine what's going on inside of us. You can't say it's a Black issue because it happens in Black communities. I mean, we don't call them mass shootings when they're in a Black community. In New Orleans, at a Mother's Day parade, a man shot 20 people. 20 people. But they didn't call it to call it a mass shooting, they got to be a white boy on a building somewhere. Then they always a mass shooting or an Arab Muslim or something like that. When it's Black people doing it, it's just community violence. But the effects are the same. The same pain that the mamas feel, the same tears that they shed, the same sense of loss that the children feel. It's all the same. The trauma that the community experiences, it's all the same. So we gotta examine. So it's like I said, it's not a Black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not an American thing, a South African thing. This is where humanity has sadly found itself, and I'm not sure how and why we got here. Yeah, it's fun to talk about, man, I'm a bad person or whatever have you. But when you start killing 14, 15, 16 people at a time, there's a sickness there. There's something sick about that, like I can almost like understand you're a drug dealer and you want to kill this drug dealer for trying to steal your territory. Well, that sounds like business. That sounds like business. But I can't see how all 14 of these people need to die. I can't see it. I just don't understand. And it's the same thing.
It is interesting though, but it made like world news.
Oh
We
man.
have so many shootings that our shootings, I think, would just take over world news.
Right.
There'd be so many every day coming from the States.
Well, no, what happens is, let me tell you why it made world news. And this is the unfortunate thing of being an African nation. Anything that makes Africa look bad, we're going to put that on the news. Now, just Monday, a white boy got onto the top of a building during the 4th of July parade and shot buku people. I don't know how many people he hit, 6, 7, 8, 9 killed or whatever have you, and shot so many more, right? And I'm sure that made national news and made international news, maybe not. But the moment we hear about a death or something like that in South Africa or anywhere in Africa, it's going to make national news because it plays into the already preconceived notions about Africa, and it plays into the propaganda. See how violent Africa is? No, they had a mass shooting. I don't know when the last time South Africa had a mass shooting, but I do know that America has mass shootings at least once a day or at least 2 or 3 times a week. Let me say it like that. You hear about them just so often that honestly, we have become desensitized, right?
I was interested in like what was the reaction in South Africa, because here it happens so much that it's like, oh, that's messed up.
That's sad.
Move right along.
Keep in mind, let me talk about the last 3 mass shootings we had. Maybe 2 months ago, it may be 2 months, maybe a month and a half ago, a racist white supremacist with the N-word, Nigger, written on his gun, drove 200 miles to go to a grocery store and shoot and kill 10 innocent Black people, all of them in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and some of them as old as the 70s, right? Right. We were in the midst of talking about that. A week later, or a week and a half later, another crazy white boy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
But
it's not just them. There's
murders every single day.
But he
from all races. So
he ran into. You're right. You don't know. Absolutely, it's not. Absolutely, it's not just crazy white boy. But another crazy white boy went into the school.
They got their style.
Yeah. He went into a school in Texas and killed 19 children. Now, between those 2 events, the entire country should have been in a state of mourning. We should have shut down. We had our elders killed and we had our babies killed. Our elementary school. This wasn't a middle school. We're talking about, we're talking about babies. 8, 9 years old. Yeah, we're talking about babies still watching cartoons, scared to sleep by themselves. Babies, right? We had our elders killed, 71 years old, 68 years old, all of this stuff. So you would think that the nation would be like, wait a minute, stop this. Let's shut down, not shut down commerce, but we need to shut down like everything. We need to come together and focus on how we're losing elders and our babies to mass. Something has to be done. And grocery stores and schools, facts.
Not even at the club.
Right.
On the street late at night. It's not even that anymore. So,
and none of that happened. Nobody shut down, nobody mourned or anything. And then Roe versus Wade is overturned, and those murders, those 40 lives, basically 30 or 40 lives, right? That were killed in these heinous incidents were totally out the news. They don't even make the news. They gone. That's 24-hour news cycle said that's gone. So then it was Roe versus Wade, and Roe versus Wade was the biggest story, and everybody was upset and up in arms. We're going to protest. We're going to do this and blah, 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 blah. When the news got tired of that, I don't know if they still protested, but it ain't on the news no more. Right? And then there was this killing on Monday, right? And I promise you, it's still not in the news. It's not in the news anymore. That was Monday. Today is Sunday. So in less than a week, it hit the news on Monday. The killings happened. He was arrested. Um, and by now, it is not even a national news story. That is what we have become. That's why I'm saying this is a humanity issue.
Yeah.
We have become so desensitized to violence and death and murder in this country. I'm talking about in the United States, but I think throughout the world. But many places are not dealing with the level of violence and death that the United States is dealing with. But we become desensitized, and that has destroyed parts of our humanity. Like it was some nation, I forgot, one of their elders had died, like one of their prime, and all the flags were had national. The nation is in the process of a great mourning. I forgot what it was, what nation it was, but I was like, wow, we don't do no stuff like that. Babies died, they don't drop no flags. You got to be a war hero or something to go and get a flag drop. But let's see, ain't nobody go. Let me put this there and see if anybody jump in, because I don't want to stay on too long. We got some ripping and running to do in H Town. I don't mean to make the move sound okay. Would you ever visit Hillbrow? I'm not visiting Hillbrow. Yeah, I'm visiting Hillbrow. I've been there.
I have a feeling they know.
They know. Am I going back? No. Probably not. When I say we have weak leadership, I mean they don't have the vision for the country, especially on electricity. They should have. Let me tell you something who I was very impressed with. I don't know the politics of the SA, so please don't get upset with me if y'all be like, that's a horrible person. Right. But the mayor of Joburg, I watched, I think she's Dr. I don't know her name. I forgot her name. Dang on it. But I watched them. She gave like the State of the City address. And man, she sounded like she's on the top of her stuff. Right? I was highly impressed. Now, a lot of politicians know how to talk well and don't deliver on anything. Right. But she showed know how to talk it. I don't know if she's delivering. I was
impressed because she did not allow. The person kept trying to pin her on like, what is your plan? They were specifically talking about load shedding.
Yeah.
And she kind of kept a little dose of reality in there.
Right.
Which was just like, understand that these infrastructure issues take a while to fix. It's nothing that gets fixed in 2 years, 3 years. The type of money, the type of work needed to carry out as a long-term strategy.
She has been 20 years of a bad problem, and it's gonna take more than
right. So I'm like, well, I'm glad that she made that clear.
Right.
But she also laid out like, here's how
we're gonna get it done.
I think it may be the best way to move forward.
So yeah, I like listening to her. I think Josie is in capable hands. The things I love about living in South Africa is prepaid electricity and cheap rent. Facts. Because if you can do prepaid electricity, then you can control your electricity costs all the time. I only pay $200, well, whatever $200 is in rand a month for rent. That's all I'm gonna pay, and I'm gonna make sure I conserve my electricity. Do they have something similar to a Generac system here at Home Depot where it runs off a LP? What's LP? Or natural gas? Y'all can't be using these stuff. I ain't that smart, man. Y'all gotta write stuff out for me.
We haven't been as into the alternative.
Yeah, it comes on automatically power. Oh, so the Generac system, my sister has that at our house because we live in hurricane prone areas. So
she did just get
that. Yeah. So when the lights go out due to the storms, it'll kick in. Yeah, but I told her, baby, so I ain't gonna leave for the hurricane because the lights gonna still be on. I said, what you gonna do when the roof blow off? Yeah, I'm trying. The lights, Alicia worries. Yeah, what you gonna do when the roof blow off? Yeah, no. Somebody told us in the SA, man, it was cold blooded. That was cold blooded when the brother in the SA told us when we were leaving Gramillis. I think that's how you say it, Jamillis. When we were leaving Jamillis, he heard me talking, and it was me and you and Brandy. And he was like, he heard me talking. He said, you guys are from, no, the girl stopped me. She said, you guys are from Cape Town. I said, I ain't from Cape Town. I'm from the United States. And she's like, no, you really? Because she's like, you look like me. I'm like, nah. I guess maybe they thought you was colored or something. I don't know.
She talked to you.
Yeah, but I don't know. So then the brother who she was standing with said, oh, y'all from, he said, what part of the States? I'm like, from New Orleans. No, he's like Lil Wayne or whatever. He said, do you know why? He said, do you know why your homes don't hold up to hurricanes because you build them with cardboard. I was like, well, I had cold-blooded brother.
Cardboard. And he said something about what sticks?
Yeah, cardboard is
Cardboard.
yeah.
Talking about
Wooden frame homes, yeah. Because in South Africa, you guys build your houses with stone and cement. And in New Orleans, it is wood and not cardboard, but what you call this stuff that you put on the wall?
Drywall.
Sheetrock. Yeah, sheetrock. It's more than 10 years now experiencing load shedding energy is worse. No solutions in sight. We're conditioned to accept it by now. Yes, I bridged electricity. Oh, I must have missed up. I must have missed Google step.
Maybe.
Yeah, something. Okay, Josie Go, you bridge electricity, eh? Nay. Dr. Asad and Mrs. Malik, why doesn't the government send representatives to address the needs of the masses on the ground to show care about the needs of the many issues in the communities across SA? What government? Like as South Africa?
I would
government?
imagine so.
I don't know. I don't know why they don't. Let me tell you something. In democracy, the highest office in the land is not the president. In a democracy, the highest office in the land is not the inspector general or vice president or the prime minister. The highest office in the land is the citizen voter, right? The citizen voter. If you're, and I'm saying this, I'm saying this, I don't know if Black Americans have ever practiced this, but if your elected officials are not doing what you want them to do and they're not responsive, the most powerful tool you have is the ballot. And the beautiful thing about a democracy, because you know how governments changed in the past? Through war and violence. Yeah, that's how they changed in the past. I'm tired of him. Let's kill him. And his whole family. Go read the history of Europe. And all them people were getting slaughtered. And they were like, we getting rid of kings, everybody died. Yeah, everybody died. So the beautiful thing about it is a peaceful transfer of power through the ballot, right? So and a lot of times we as citizens, and I know the South Africans be up on what's going on in their government, right? At least the ones that follow this page and interact with us. But a lot of times, particularly, let me talk about in the context of the United States, most people don't vote. Secondly, those that do vote, they do it out of like a sense of obligation, but they don't necessarily have what we call accountability, like voter accountability or elected official accountability, right? They vote and they go somewhere and complain, like when it doesn't work out. They don't ever go to city council meetings. They don't ever go to see their actual senator or see their congressperson or see their council person. They just vote and then maybe get on Facebook and be like, they ain't doing nothing in the city. Well, go talk to the person. You have the right to talk to these people. You know, go to your, especially on the local level, go to your council person, go to your mayor, go and complain to them face to face and tell them what you think should happen. And maybe you have a good idea that he didn't think of or she didn't think of, and they can maybe see about implementing that. Or maybe they ask you to leave through a deputy. Sometimes they do that type of stuff. It gets more than 10 years now experience. And so where are we? 11.
You lost it.
No, it's 11:50. I was looking at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody jumped on, so we're not gonna drag it out because we actually have to go to well, see, I got some information I want to share with y'all. I'm excited to share. I just gotta hold off for a day or two. Why are you making that face?
No, I'm just because I know you want to.
I do.
And I keep thinking, could we? But no.
Nah. I ain't gonna do it right now.
Like a fool either. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna do it right now. I ain't gonna do it right now. Here's the thing. How you get this little part of your beard to grow? Anybody know? I've been growing beards for 20 years. I can't never get this little part right here to grow. I don't like that. I want that full beard look. But so anything you want to close out on?
Oh, Silver Gates Media. Walaikum salam.
Oh, walaikum salam, bro.
A new subscriber named Ali. And he said, have we seen the mosques in Joburg?
Facts, we have. Boy, they had one over by El Dorado, I think is the name of the neighborhood. And it may not be right there by El Dorado, it may have been Lenasia.
I can't remember. There's one really big
one.
one.
Ooh, the gold.
Yeah, I don't know where it was.
Tops.
I
was like, yeah, right. So the mosque in New Orleans don't look like that. Now they got some nice. Let me tell you something. They got some nice mosque in Houston. Nice mosque in Houston. But yeah, we've seen the beautiful mosques in Josie. You know, but how big is Islam in Johannesburg? Because initially when you look it up, it's like, oh, it's not that big, you don't have any people. And then you walk through the malls and I see buku women in hijab. I see the brothers in the LeMan dress. And you know, and I'm giving the salam. I was like, you gotta be a lot of Muslims here, you know. So I don't know. And then they're building them big old mosques like that. They ain't building them big old mosques for 200 people. They gotta have
right. The numbers make it seem like minuscule.
Yeah, like it's small. They gotta have a big number of Muslims there.
Build that many.
Cape Town. Now we know Cape Town. We went to Bocap, the Bocap area in Cape Town, which is like I guess Malaysian Muslims, or
I think.
Yeah, I think so. And they had a wonderful restaurant called Bismillah. But look, there was even a place in Johannesburg when we were looking to buy an apartment there, like a multi-unit apartment, and the name of the store was called Bismillah or something like that. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, a store right across the street. We thought it was a sign. We was like, it's a sign. This property is meant to be ours because across the street is a place called Bismillah. It wasn't meant to be ours. We didn't get that property. We went get a whole nother property somewhere else. But yeah. Anything else on the
Josie Gold said he can hook you up with some free electricity.
Free electricity? Josie.
I would prefer to pay. Don't have me on the undesirable list.
Yeah, get me kicked out the country, Josie. So what you trying to do, man? What's up? Free electricity. How you do? Are you talking about like solar, alternative energy?
Get all that.
Man, shout out to Josie Go. We did a show on. We did an episode on changing the narrative. Shout out to Stacey and Red, changing the narrative. Because Josie Go asked a question on one of their things, and then we came back and talked about it. But yeah, no, I don't know about no free electricity. How that work, Josie? How you? Well, I ain't gonna say the man was down, but how you steal electricity and sell it? That's a hell of a hustle.
He can point you in the right direction.
That's a hell of a hustle, man. Shoot. You think drug dealers are smart, man? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna steal this electricity and sell it.
Well, you know, people they come cut the meter off and they turn the meter right back.
Facts. So no, don't talk about people. That was us.
I was trying not to put you. What is
hey,
extreme
measure.
Extreme measures.
Whatever.
Well,
listen. So Energy one time, this was years ago. So but Energy one time came and cut off our electricity because I told y'all we was in the struggle. You know, we're in a struggle. And I was talking to Doc James, and he was like, you know, because I don't want my children to know nothing about no struggle. The only thing the struggle taught me was that I don't ever want to be involved in that stuff again. I'm about to cut. But look, they came and cut off our energy. Now they would cut it off on a Friday. So even if I had scraped up the money, they wasn't coming back and turn it on the Monday. I said, the hell with that. I knew how to turn it back on because it's only a switch. Like they put like a little lock on the thing so you can't get to it. So they turn it off and they put this little lock on the thing, and you don't have any energy in your house. You don't have any excuse me. You don't have any energy in your house. So I broke the lock, flicked the switch on. We're gonna have some energy this weekend. Because the thing about it, I actually had the money at that point to pay for it. I'm like, I'm not finna suffer for no weekend with no energy. I got babies in this house. No, that's not finna work. I turn that right back on. I know how to turn my water on when they turn it off. All that type of stuff. Look, you better learn. These are survival skills. Urban
But we've since
survival
repented from
skills.
those ways.
Hey, listen.
We're still desirable.
Man, it's 110 degrees outside right now. Facts. No, really. The heat index, so that's the what it feels like, right? So it may be only like 99 degrees outside right now. But with the heat index, it's supposed to feel like 110. Man, anybody that's sitting in the house without electricity, man, that's cruel and inhumane punishment, man. Man, people need some AC. What?
Josie talk about this Johannesburg and things. I just started a whole firestorm to come. If somebody said you from Chicago, I wanted to be like, is he from New Orleans?
Josie Gold got an international feel to him. You can feel it. He'd have been somewhere. See? I can't get to it, man. It won't. It's like I gotta re-update.
No, we will not be getting a free hookup on electricity, y'all.
Josie Gold, you from Chicago? Many people use free electricity, but they stole it on the poles and use other ways to stolen poles. Man, listen, let me tell you something. But that sounds dangerous. Now I ain't messing with no wires. I don't know how it's set up in SA, but I was run on wires. And let me tell you the God honest truth. In kindergarten, this was a traumatic experience. In kindergarten, a friend of mine, there was a storm that came through, and there was a down power line, and he picked up the power line, and he was electrocuted and killed. So I know them power lines. Yeah, I'm not touching nothing like that. No, I'm gonna do something else. I'm sell dope or something. If I ain't gonna steal no electricity. I'm not touching. If I gotta touch the power lines, you gotta be very bold for that. Yeah,
very desperate.
Desperate, yeah.
Somebody said his wife, he and his wife are going to be in Joburg later this year and would like to meet with us. We'd love to meet with you too. There's a lot of halal restaurants.
Oh man, I miss Buku comments, man.
Hold up. Lots of halal restaurants, lots of matchas. So
I see that. Let me go back and get to some of these, man. Oh wow, I miss it. Okay, my name is Ali. Okay, shout out, alhamdulillah, brother. All right. How were you paying for electricity in the U? How much were you paying for electricity in the US? $500. So what is $500 in rand? 500 times. I think the rand right now is like 16 to 1. So let's see. Quick maths. 500 times 16, 8,000 rand. And that's just and that was doing before it got hot. You see, when it gets hot, you got to run your AC more because it's really hot. And the AC runs all day and all night because it's trying to cool down your house. And then summertime, more people at home, kids at home, they're not in school during the day. So summertime, the prices shoot up. So that may be $600-700 on the energy bill. Entergy is the name of the company. Dr. Syed, please, sir, when I lived in Manji for 27 years, I was told the people that the scars of their history in SA run very deep and the people are polarized to affect change, or the people are, please, sir, please, they're too polarized to affect change properly. I don't, I'm not, again, I'm not keen on South Africa, not studied and versed on South African politics and what's going on. Inshallah, God willing, I will learn more, but I can't say it to people. I don't know, brother. So invest in solar energy. When you guys leave the US, will you still vote in American politics? That's an interesting question. Yeah. Yes. Facts.
So citizen,
yeah.
What is absentee ballots?
Absentee ballots. But just to let y'all know, Donald Trump is gonna be reelected.
Yeah. If he runs.
Man,
that hasn't been made certain.
He is running. I'm telling you, he is running, and no one in the Republican Party wants to run against him because Just like he does Democrat opponents, he does it to the Republic. That's what he did he destroyed the legacies with that. Now, we don't like these people anyway, but he destroyed the legacies of the Bushes and the establishment Republicans. Santos from Florida is thinking about running, but if Trump jumps in, it's a wrap. And I don't see why Trump wouldn't jump in. He literally got like 72 million votes, right? And Biden is not looking like a strong candidate. So, so I'll be voting against Donald Trump again, but yeah, we will continue to vote for at least for federal elections like that for the president, and then for the governor of Louisiana. Black American gets better up with BRICS economy. What's going on in Africa? Drive around Joburg and look at some of the basic houses. A lot of them have foundation cracks due to poor building. Even some of the old buildings. In democracy, citizens are in control, not the president's. Facts. That's right. We need more solar energy plants across the country. Anyone heard about solar tax? Now, a lot of people are against taxes, right? But during the what? I mean, I'm gonna put my wife on spot. When was the last time that that America had a growing and strong economy where everybody felt that they were on point with their money, jobs, and all that stuff? What years was it? What decade was it?
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
Some strong years.
Strong years in the 90s. Who was the president then?
Clinton.
Clinton. What was Clinton's
I was a child.
Okay, Clinton's. I was a child too.
Yeah, but maybe you were a child. What,
Clinton was a tax and spend president. He taxed.
You didn't know that when you were a child. I went back and studied
it. I know it now. Right. I don't want to knock a brother knowledge.
I just go back. Go ahead. On the spot.
But Clinton was a tax and spend president. He taxed everybody, but then he went back and he spread that money around appropriately, right? So a lot of times people are like, I don't want more taxes, because I don't want more taxes either. I don't want to pay the IRS nothing, but because sometimes we feel like we're not seeing the taxes, seeing our money at play. Taxes are not bad. A government needs funds to run. A government needs funds to take care of those who can't take care of themselves. A government needs funds to support road work and infrastructure building, right? We need those taxes, right? What we need, though, is a government that taxes and spends. Tax and spend on social programs, tax and spend on infrastructure, and we need to see it. Yeah. So that's why Americans were like, we were fine during the 90s. We knew Bill Clinton was taxing the hell out of us, but we looked up and our roads were better. We looked up and, they had social programs. So he did, and he was problematic as hell too, but for his policies, his economic policies, a lot of people did benefit in the 90s. Jobs were created and people were feeling better. So Dr. Asad, I recently watched Kim Heller on African Diaspora News Channel. She dropped some unbelievable knowledge on South Africa. Please check it out. I will do. Asad, forget the generation solar panels. I can hook you. Okay, that's Josie.
Yeah. That's when it all started.
Ed Mubarak, brother Blackfish. Creation which houses. Josie Gold, no promoting legality. It's very big. Wow. Okay. Houses.
Now, Blueberry Hill says if you want to never experience power outages, move to Pretoria, especially the area next to the presidential residence.
So one lady was showing us a house in Johannesburg, and she said this house is on the same line of Cyril, maybe one of his houses that he has there. And she was like, you'll never get load shedding over here. You remember that lady?
I do remember.
Yeah.
She was moving to the U.S. too.
She was moving to the U.S., right. Mm-hmm. Bocap is a Muslim community in Cape Town. The icon said, Doc, what's happening, Dr. James?
He's probably not here anymore. That was a long time ago.
Oh, laugh out loud. Let's see. So there's a huge Muslim community in Johannesburg. Yeah, I think it's so. Yeah, fam, don't listen to Josie Go. Okay, this Joburg, anything is possible. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, you're way.
All right, okay. Yeah. You guys are going to be in trouble with Josie guy. My wife and I would love to meet you guys. Oh, you already read that. Silver
Yeah.
Gates Media. Man, send me an email, asadelmalik@gmail. Asad@gmail. Bring some of that heat to South Africa. Oh, because it's wintertime now, huh? Yeah.
I wish we could.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we could.
Joe said, you want to never experience 5 hours move to Pretoria. Wow, that's expensive. Yeah, that $500 is expensive. Yeah. My hookup is professional. It looks natural. It's not affected by load shedding. Okay, so Joey's talking about something legitimate then. 1,000 is too much. Let me tell you. Yeah, but some people in watch this. Houston has multiple companies. So somebody posted on one of my other things where we actually talked about the cost of living differences, and he was like, "I live in a 3,100 square foot house, which I think is about 31 square meter home or something like that." And he was like, "I only paid $341 in the heat of in the dead of summer or whatever have you." And I'm like, that's because y'all have competition. We have a monopoly running ours. But on average, gas and electric for a 4-bedroom home in Cincinnati, Ohio, is $300 a month. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, yeah, we're not saying that's the same bill that you'd experience in every part of the
yeah.
A couple people jumped in.
Right.
I live in Arizona. My average bill is $200. We run our air conditioner 24/7.
Right.
It depends on your builder. It depends on the company that's providing it. It depends on a lot. But
right.
New Orleans.
Yeah, we talk about what's happening. Yeah, it's expensive. Currently a load shedding in Bedford. Donald won't win. I think this Josie is. No, I think Josie is very much South Africa. Yeah. This kind is a monopoly. It's government entity and half. It should be provided cheaper. Okay. It's super expensive. American electricity prices are bananas. Again, so let's clarify. That's New Orleans prices, right? New Orleans, I don't, again, we get hurricanes come through and we only have one energy company, and they taxing us. So like I said, Houston, they have multiple energy companies. They're able to, because of competition, the companies are offering cheaper prices, So I don't know how it is in multiple other places, but New Orleans, yeah, is expensive. Water is expensive too. It's super crazy. It's expensive, but it's safe and does not experience load shedding. Like I said, thank you for the replies to my comments. Continue blessings. Peace, brother, always. You're absolutely right. He is not South African. This guy is
Josie, you got disowned.
Everybody trying to kick you out. This man named Josie. A man named Josie. I'm going to vote for the party that stands with Black Americans, so it looks like I'll not be voting. Okay. I live in Arizona. Actually, we keep our. It depends on your home bill. True. I saw your picture of Adrienne when you were young. You look good. How old were you when you guys met? I'm interested. Y'all want to know our love story?
Oh,
we only got a few minutes. We'll end it up with this. Let me see. Okay, I don't see no more. I see a lot more, but I'm tired of reading. So we met, I guess 20 years ago. 20 years ago. What, 2000? So that's 22 years ago. That's a long time ago.
It is.
Yeah, we getting kind of old. I see the grays in my beard and everything. But we met 22 years ago as college students at our undergraduate, or what do they call it, varsity, Dillard University. And I remember the first time I saw Adrienne with my eyes. She remember the first time she saw me too. What? What happened?
Someone said Josie is the reason why a doctor once said that he has changed the meat application.
Joe, they going off for you, big dog. Josie going off for you.
Y'all gotta stop.
Oh no, it's fine. But I remember the first time I was talking to my friend Raphael, and she passed by me. I said, "Man, was that real?" I just thought she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. And we used to walk around campus just like talking. So our campus, the campus has this long avenue called the Avenue of the Oaks. And it's just this tree-lined walkway. I don't know if it's 60 trees, and they're all kind of growing over the walkway. Yeah, it's like a tunnel. It's just like a very romantic and beautiful thing. And we used to just walk and talk for hours. And we had very similar upbringing, similar parental types, right? And that's how we met.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. We met at school, you know.
We're about to go.
Yeah. I'm about to go into deep, tell the dirty stuff. Nah, that when we met. Yeah, when we met, and then we got married, and
but there was a gap.
There was a gap. There was after
like a 7-year gap of like you went on, you graduated, moved on with your life, and then I graduated, did my work, and then we met again.
Yeah. So we I don't like to say that we broke up. I like to say that we were stretched. And the fact that we came back together again is a testament to our elasticity. It's a testament to our elasticity. But then, so one day, my brother, my line brother, my fraternity brother, called me. He was like, man, I just saw Adrienne on campus. It's like 2008 at this point. He was like, I just saw, so no, it wasn't no 7 years, because it was like, man, you added a lot of numbers. It was like 4 years.
Because you graduated
in 02. And I saw you, yeah. Get your math together. Get your math, yeah. But so in 08, he was like, yeah, I just saw Adrienne on campus, and man, she looking good.
But I hadn't really talked to you even before you graduated.
That's true. That's true.
So,
yeah.
I think I'm about right. I think I did this math before.
Oh, okay.
That sounds
Cool.
You try to clown them.
Get your oh, nah, Chew just called me 2 minutes ago. But anyway. And I was like, okay. And he was like, she's on the Avenue of the Oaks. Now, I just told you what the Avenue of the Oaks was, but he wasn't talking about that. There was a sister from Dillard University who created kind of like a
best friend sister.
Right, who created like a Facebook site. It wasn't on Facebook, but a social network site just for Dillard University students called the Avenue of the Oaks. And so he was like, she's on the Avenue. And at this time, everybody was jumping into social media and, oh, wow, this Avenue of the Oaks, we can link up with all of our old people from school we haven't talked to in a few years or whatever have you. So I saw on there and I sent the old cool message like, you know, what's up? Real thought out. And we like,
picked up right where we left off.
That's true.
I was in Mali.
She was in Mali.
I remember I was in the university.
And you probably got so excited when you saw me.
Because I hadn't talked to you in years. Like, hey, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
And we talked. I think we just like message exchanged.
Yeah.
Because I was there probably for another month after that.
Mm-hmm.
We got back to New Orleans and we hung out every day since.
She called me when she got back.
Every day since. And
we linked up that day, and it ain't been a day that we ain't been together. Well, besides when she been out of town for like work or something like that. But we were together, and that was like maybe the end of the summer of 2008. And maybe 3 months later, I proposed, and I thought we were gonna have a wedding and all that. I said, damn all that. Let's go to these judges. And we got married. We never had a wedding. Then we got married.
I'm cheap.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. I was spending a little bit.
No, we said we were going to get married legally. So we went and got the marriage paperwork and, went to the justice of the peace, and he married us. And that was that. And we said, well, in a year, we'll put on a big wedding and party for our family and friends and blah, 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 blah. Never happened. And then we said, well, for our 10-year anniversary, never happened.
It never.
Like, man,
we don't value these types of.
Everybody knows we've been married, 13 going on 14 years. Don't nobody care about your wedding for celebrating you. Man, no, man. I ain't gonna spend money to feed the people. I don't like it. I ain't like the people. I want to spend no money feeding them. Nah, man, we old people now. Ain't nobody care about your marriage no more, man. I'm 43 years old. Ain't nobody.
Someone said, were you wearing a polo the day you went to see her from Molly?
Facts. Facts. What are you talking about, man? Listen, y'all seen me with that little red shirt on is either because I'm working out or the fact that right now we are like living out of suitcases and stuff, and a lot of the suitcases, yeah, or they're uh-oh. A lot of the suitcases are at my parents' house. But yeah, no, I'm rocking polos every day. Facts. I don't own no other shirts. What I'm trying to tell you. So don't ever ask me that question again. What kind of question is that? I'm feeling disrespected. What you thought I had on the Tommy Hill figures? Oh man, yeah, facts. I don't know.
Somebody said have a 25-year anniversary party in SA. It would probably go down in SA. Like it would probably be a very lively party.
Lively at 25, we gonna be 50 something years old, man.
That's still young.
Huh? I mean, I ain't against the party, but I don't know if it's gonna be like crunk.
I didn't mean crunk. I don't know what you mean by crunk. I just mean like lively, like lots of nice people having a good time. Because I think South Africans like to celebrate
weddings,
a little bit more, but they don't just do it for major occasions.
Yeah,
like they come together.
Yeah, communal and social.
It's another day.
Yeah,
together.
That's true. That's true.
You know how we are.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
When you think about the time it takes to really plan a wedding, I don't know. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't me, so I'm gonna like, oh, Dr. Asad was cheap. It was Adrienne. Adrienne was like, I'm not finna spend on that. Because y'all know.
The one to be like, can't wait till I buy my wedding dress.
I would have loved that show because I was
go on a trip.
I was going to have about 15 groomsmen. We was all gonna be dressed in blue and white. You know, I was gonna thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Polo tuxes and everything with it. She was like, nah, we good. Let's go let this judge marry us right quick. So make it legal. But let me tell you, okay, this is the last story. So I was in the mall going to the jewelry store to buy her engagement ring, right? And let me tell you what she tell me. She called me on my phone, right? She didn't know I was in the mall, dropping hints. And she was like, you remember this?
Oh yeah, I really was joking.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, okay. I said, I'm in the mall. I was like, I'm in the mall. She's like, well, what you doing? I was like, I'm in the mall. And she was like, are you buying something with some carrots? I was like, carrot. And I'm actually going to buy the wedding ring. I mean, the engagement ring at the time. She's like, she don't know it, but she doesn't know. So she's like, she was like, are you going to go buy something with some carrots? I was like, I just went grocery shopping the other day, some carrots in the refrigerator. So I knew then. I was like, okay, I ain't got to worry about no. I ain't got to worry about no. I might not even get down on me. I might just throw it around. Not throw it. Oh, thanks. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. Man, I gotta go. It's 12:30, man. I got work to do. Oh. All right, family, man. It's always a pleasure kicking it with my South African fan. What somebody says? Somebody says? Oh goodness, y'all need a wedding. We need a wedding. Organize a wedding. We're so old now, y'all. We're so old, man. And I only had one tux, and that don't fit no more. I done gained 20 pounds. I don't even know if we could. You know, we clown so much. It would just be laughing, cracking jokes. What we gonna tell people? Is she gonna wear white with the children? The children are not a chance to say no. Take care. I've done that long enough. Oh man. I got work. and then the computer about to shut down. So, any closing statements?
No, it's been a long time since we've been live.
It has, man. And I always have a good time when I go live, man. Shout out to
Always.
SA, man. Just know that we'll be there real, real soon. Facts.
Can't wait. One day we'll be able to be doing this from there.
From there, yeah.
Ooh,
Man,
and that'll feel good because it's been a long time in the making.
it has
We've
been.
been at this for some years.
Since 2019, we have been planning this and we are right there. Bam, bam, bam. Just like that.
Right.
Bam, bam, bam. Just like that. Y'all, one last thing. If y'all could put in the comments, man, I'm trying to get my children excited about it, man. So tell me, like, what's some good things for me to take the kids to do in Josie or whatever have you. I know school starts in September for them, but I want to, just take them around and do so many things to where they just really fall in love with Josie and the activities that are around there so that it'll help with that transition because they're leaving a school that they've been to their entire educational career. And I just want to make them feel like I really like this place or whatever have you. I know my oldest, all he got to do was meet a girl or something.
Just need to make new friends.
Just mean they make new friends. All right, family, we about to roll. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. Anything?
Dr. Bennett said we said the same thing, and 32 years later, we still haven't had a big Asad, my best man.
Facts. We could do a co-wedding.
Right. 2 for 1.
Split them costs. Man, they've been married, he said 32 years.
32 years.
Man, that is beautiful, man. 32 years. Let me tell you something. Nothing is more, I hate to get all religious, but the Bible said when a man find a wife, he find a good thing and obtain the favor of the Lord, man. Nothing has been more significant than finding my friend while she's ignoring me. I'm giving this a whole moment. She typing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Terry's watching us.
Terry who?
Terry.
Oh, Terry. Assalamu alaikum, Terry.
Responding.
Oh.
Terry.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, Terry.
I'm going to text you.
Give my greetings to the family, too. All right, family, we out. Peace.